Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today is an exciting day. Would you like to know? We're going to hit 32 degrees. We've been in single digits. We're 13 right now. But anyway, we're supposed to see 31, 32. We're getting up to defrosting time. Okay, now we're going to be making so I hope all of you are safe. We're making a Southwestern meatloaf, all right? I've already got my meat in a bowl right here. I'll tell you what's in here, all right? You're going to need 12 ounces of ground beef chuck and 12 ounces of ground beef round. You can go to your butcher and ask him for this, and he'll be more than happy to help you. All right? And I'm going to be adding and chopping everything and putting it into this. So I'm going to put this to the side because I don't have a lot of room and I have the cookbook here. So put the meat to the side, get your cutting board, measuring spoons and measuring cups. We're going to need it all today because this is a long list of what we're going to put in, but it's going to be so different from anything that you've ever thought of having. All right, we need 1.5 cups of finely chopped onions. All right, so we're going to start there. And since I am from Texas, I am very familiar with this, but for people from the north or from other countries, you might not be aware of this dish, and it's one of ours. As my mother would say, it had everything but the kitchen sink in it. But it's different, it really is. And what am I going to serve with it? Maybe truffle mashed potatoes, I think would be, oh, I love truffle mashed potatoes. I could be a glutton on that, but I'm thinking about doing that. And if I'm going to use that, if you're taking the peelings off of your potatoes, you can use Idaho potatoes if you wish. If I leave mine on, I'm going to have to use Eastern potatoes to make sure that the skin isn't overpowering, whereas the Idaho has a much stronger flavor. I'll be taking these off and on until we're done. Now, when you make meatloaves and meatballs and stuff, you mix them, but you don't want to mash them together because then the meat becomes tough. So there's a way of doing it. That's why you're told to mix it with your fingers and not with your whole hand mashing it down. When I make hamburgers, I usually mash it down, but I have some recipes that said, don't do it for these. I said, okay. I will put this in a measuring cup and we'll just see how much we have. My mother used to make a potato salad. She put mustard and pickled and boiled eggs in it, some other stuff, but I can't remember that recipe. I enjoyed it, but that recipe has been lost to me, and I don't know that recipe anymore. Well, that's not quite, so we'll take half an onion and see if that does the job. You want to keep your knives sharp. Sharpen them every time you finish using them and wash them. Don't put them away. Sharpen them and put them back. They'll stay sharper longer, unless you have a husband who loves to sharpen knives. My mother wanted them so sharp that she could cut herself, and she did on many occasions. She'd have beautiful nails when she came out. She didn't have any. She would cut them, and she always had Band-Aids on her fingers. not coming off. To-do. Put that in. And now they want, we're just going to go down the list because there's so much we have to do. I'm just going to go right down the list. They want 1 cup of quick cooking rolled oats or breadcrumbs. I don't have enough breadcrumbs for this, so I'm going to use oats. Though I would use my sourdough bread, but like everything else, I'm running out. I'm going to have to make some bread. I've got to feed my yeast and get that going too. And then we want 2/3 of a cup of ketchup. Now, they finally got one that does not have anything in it. It has exactly how, because I've made this. Ripe tomatoes, vinegar, cane sugar, salt, onion powder, spices. That's it. So we need 2/3. I said, God, they actually have something that I make, because I do make this sometimes. But I also run out of it too. So that's 2/3 of a cup. All right, I'll leave you upside down for a while. We'll come back to this because it's sticking up there. I'll wait for it to drop. All right, you're going to add 2/3 of a cup of finely chopped parsley. So you're using a lot of parsley. Oh, this is going to give me a time this morning. Okay, I got it finally. And there's still ketchup in here. Put the ketchup in there as well. Now we'll get this parsley going. That's about 2/3. Okay, and what we want next is 3 large eggs. Crack them in there too. You need a teaspoon of thyme. I'm reading it off because I can't get you over here. I got the book over here now. You need a teaspoon of salt. And we need a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. See, a lot of people throw out their cookbooks to get new cookbooks. I collect them. I've always done that. My mother taught me how to do that. All right. Now we need, I know you're going to say, this is a lot. Yes, it is. We need 1 large green bell pepper chopped. Got a nice big one here. I tell you, we still are hacking around here periodically. From whatever we caught. We have no idea what it is. Well, I hope you don't get it, whatever it is. And you stay healthy. That's half going. Let me get the other half going. I had a girlfriend, I told her that I wanted 2 sinks in my kitchen. You know, I could fill the water up with one with rinse and one with soapy water. Do my dishes to save on the water. And she said, if you do that, I will never eat in your house. I said, why? She said, that's filthy. I said, no, it's not. God, I grew up like that. Like grow up drinking water out of a hose. Making mud pies. Pretending sometimes when we were playing Cowboys and Indians, I was the horse. So, you know, children play some of the stupidest things that we do. But I was shocked she said that. I said, dang, I didn't believe she said that, you know. You know how much water you waste running water with one sink, washing and rinsing? You consider water valuable. It's not always going to be there, you know. So I feel that I waste water. And my dishwasher, I hate using a dishwasher. I can't believe it. Every time I turn around, I had to go into the, I like washing, if I'm going to run the dishwasher, I think once a day you should do it. But everything within the dishwasher that I needed to continue cooking, I found myself washing them by hand anyway, so I have the dishwasher in front of me here. Don't use it. I thought it would be economical. I do better washing dishes. At least I know why my water bill jumped up $200. There was something wrong with my water meter. Okay, let's see what else we're going to put in here. We're not done with the list yet. It's a big list. Okay, we did that. We need a half a cup of raisins. And you're saying, what? Where did I put them? Okay. We need a half a cup of raisins. I need half a cup of measuring cup. And we're going to chop the raisins up. You don't want to leave them whole. I got 2 recipes for stuffed dates, and I have a fritter recipe from Roman times. And you know, they didn't add sugar to it; they added pepper to it. So I look forward to trying that too, just to be different. For some of those dishes I have, bread recipes I have read, look very, very interesting. This is where I need my meat cutting board. It stays stable. That's the only thing bad about this little cutting boards I have, is they do move. The reason you cut this finer is you don't want those big pieces of raisins in it. I know my sour bread would have made an excellent breadcrumbs in this, but I've got to make some more. My cats will find it. Now, as you can see, this meatloaf. Oh, I have always told you that I buy from Puritan Pride. And I'm noticing what they're doing is they're taking the amino acids and separating them so you can buy them separate. Amino acids make your proteins, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. And when you separate them like that, you're causing an imbalance in your body. So if you're doing that, you better make sure that when you take it, that you have a meat protein that you take at the same time. Now, if you say, I'm not getting this in my food, this nutrient, it's because your digestive system is down. It's not working 100%. And that's why you can't absorb the full amino acids. Okay, I did this. It's a half a cup. So you better be careful when you do that, because when you throw those off, just like the B vitamins, you're going to mess the other ones up. And I think I might be leaving Puritan Pride because they're messing up things that I use. All right, we need to turn the oven on to 350. And we are going to toast, wait a minute, half a cup of pine nuts. I'm going to put them in my frying pan and put them on the stove. Be careful not to burn them like I did last time. You see, I can admit to that. I wonder if I could stick them in the oven and do them. No, I'm going to put them in the oven and see how they toast there. I think I'll be safer in the oven. Last time I burned them. Okay, we need 1/4 of a cup of chopped garlic. Does that tell you how much we're using? So we're going to be chopping a lot of garlic up as well. I told you I have a lot of different meatloaf recipes. I gave you the Italian one, an Italian one. I have another Italian one. I have different ones. I even have a ham. A ham one. I was reading it to my son. He said, "Mommy, that looks interesting." I said, "I know." He said, "Can we have it?" I said, "Yeah, we'll work on it." So at least when I go shopping, I hope they have everything I need. I've already got a list. We'll be talking later this afternoon. I will be letting you know what's going on. And I might also, Friday, I might sit down and spend about 30 minutes with you just talking. Well, you can ask questions and we can talk. Because I know all of you race in when I'm just showing you what will be coming up for the week. So I'm going to give you time. And I'm thinking about calling it chat time. But the meat pie will be coming up next week. I will be telling you. Okay, let's try chopping this and see what I have. I cannot tell you how much garlic. They just say 1/4 of a cup, so you're going to have to pretty much judge what size garlics you have to make it work. It should be. Yep, I pretty much got it. Oh, shoot. I'll have to clean the book again. Okay, now we'll see what else is needed. We're winding down now. We've got more to put in, but we're winding down at this point. Okay, 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Okay, we got that. 1 tablespoon of ground cumin. Oh, I'm gonna have to buy some cumin, I think. Okay. A teaspoon of ground red pepper. Red pepper. Well, it's not ground, but you're going to get it the way I have it. That's a teaspoon too. A teaspoon of oregano. And a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. You're saying, is this going to stop? Yeah, it'll stop in a bit. chop those pine nuts. I gotta wait for them right now. Let me get a spoon and stir them around. Okay, that's what we're waiting for, is we have to just toast the pine nuts and throw them into this, and then we'll get the rest of it going. So let me go ahead and finish toasting those and clean my work area up. Okay, I lightly toasted my pine nuts. Now, if you do this right, you will smell a buttery with a hint of vanilla. Very, very mild. And so this is going to bring a nice flavor to the meatloaf that we're making. Just be careful, it is very hot. Okay. As you can see, I have it here. I just want to make sure I mix these eggs up some before I put those pine nuts in here. And as you can see, this is a big bowl. This is going to make a big meatloaf. It's got a lot in it, and it's got a lot of flavor in it. Okay. I'm going to have to buy some pot holders. I bought 2. I'm going to have to buy some more. My pot holders are getting old. Don't worry. I'll be mixing with my hand in a bit. So watch your pine nuts. When you do it, when you go to toast them lightly, you'll smell, I tell you, they smell so buttery, and they've got that nice hint of vanilla. Though there's no vanilla, it's just the nut. It's just amazing how doing that just changed the flavor. You want to mix this thoroughly, but you don't want to mash it. We'll be doing that soon enough. Now they recommend that we're going to do this differently. I usually tell you to freehand mold and make a meatloaf. This time we're not. We're going to do it a little differently. You see how I've got it well mixed? I haven't mashed it down, but I'm using my fingers, just spreading it out, making sure it's well mixed. Smells Midwestern. I'll be right back. Let me check something. All right. You are going to lightly grease a 9x5, which I have right here, which I've already greased. Now we're going to pack this in here. If you don't pack this at this point, you will notice that it will fall apart on you when you go to cut it, and that's not what you want. So this is where you have to pack the meat like it's a solid piece of meat. Pack it into your corners after you grease your pan, loaf pan. Press down. Get it in there. Air bubbles out of it. Pack nice. Okay, might as well read it to you so you know where you're at with me. All right, they tell you not to overmix, which we didn't. You saw how I did it with my hands, make sure we didn't overmix it. They say fill the loaf pan with the meat mixture mounting the top. We did, we packed it in, right? Now we need to get a pan. We're gonna have to set this in a pan. If any drippings come over, you don't want to mess your oven up. We're going to put it in. Now we're going to bake it until the meat is firm to the touch and has shrunk from the sides of the pan. Or unless you use a thermometer and it's inserted in the center, it hits 160 degrees. Your meatloaf is done. Now you're going to have to let it sit in this pan, the loaf pan, for about 5 minutes when you're done. And then you can flip it out. It has to cool and somewhat gel together, and that 5 minutes sort of, let's see, how can I explain it? It sets, okay? That's what it does. It actually sets. When you take it out and the cool air starts hitting it, the meat will start coming together so it won't fall apart when you cut it. Now this is going to take anywhere from an hour to 1 1/4 to 1.5 hours. So I will see you then. I'm going to finish cleaning up my mess. Okay, I'll see you then. Okay, here's the meatloaf. It's going to sit here for 5 minutes and then I'm going to take and flip it. Okay, so we'll see it then. And that's it. And I'll show you the final as we flip it out on a platter. Okay, we're going to try to flip this. Okay. Oh, I don't know if this is going to work. I've never done a meatloaf like this. This is like a first for me. They're stressing. That is so hot though. This is going to be, I'm going to have to do this. Burnt fingers or not. Oh God, my fingers are hot. Fell apart. It's stuck. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, bye-bye.